Originally, I started being funded by the Social Science and Humanities Research Council of Canada to look at the motivational practices of elite Aboriginal athletes. A few years into that work, where I was working with Wikwemikong and Seated Reserve, they came to me and said, you know, it's great that you're looking at Aboriginal elite athletes, but we've got some challenges here on the reserve that we want looked at, and we think you're ready to help us with that and lend a little bit of expertise from Laurentian University to tackle why our youth aren't engaging and staying engaged in physical activity on the reserve, which led to a grant where we did focus groups, and then those became talking circles, and then from talking circles they became feasts, and slowly but surely the research we did became much more culturally centralizing of the local Aboriginal practices of Wikwemikong. What we found was that there were a lot of barriers that these kids encountered when they were engaging in physical activity. Some of them were matters of substance abuse. There was also a question of their understanding of the importance of physical activity to their long-term development and to their motivation. This is something that's inherently Aboriginal, is to be physically active, and yet some of the youth seem to lose touch with that. So we brought elders into the project, and they were sharing some of their teachings with the youth, and the project actually then evolved into a youth leadership manual and a youth leadership program. What happens to these youth when they eventually grab on to sport and they're more interested in it, and then they have to possibly relocate in order to pursue that sport? So more recently, we've been funded by the Indigenous Health Research Development Program and taken a look at some of these youth who've relocated and what some of their challenges are. We've actually taken a kind of a unique methodology in looking at it. We give them colored pencils and we give them a piece of paper, and they actually create a picture, a visual of their journey in relocation, and the picture becomes the catalyst to the story that they tell in a conversational interview. And so from that, they're telling stories, because stories are how people pass on teachings from one generation to the other. And they also connect life stories with pathways to success. We've just been funded by the Social Science Humanities Research Council of Canada to look at immigrant, developmental and elite athletes and what some of their barriers are to physical activity and also to sport. People don't realize this, but as the Olympics are coming up now, close to 20% of our national team athletes are actually transplants from other countries. And yet we have typically worked with these athletes much the same way as we work with any mainstream Canadian, and that should not be the case. So here at Laurentian University, what we're really looking to do is creating space for the unique voices of each individual. We're one of the unique universities in the sense that we centralize the importance of identity, cultural identity, and we embrace it.